Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Didsbury Art Studio and I'm Sally. And in today's video we're going to be doing the lozenge pattern, which is a smocking pattern. It looks amazing. I finished it yesterday. In fact, no, I've just got one little bit left to do, but it's very nearly finished. And I'm experimenting with this pattern because it's a very simple basic pattern, but I think it's going to look quite good layering up two fabrics together. It's just an idea I've had and I'd really like to see how it comes out. So let's get into it. I've used a friction pen to do all the lines with. The friction pen is a heat erasable pen, so I can just iron it off later if I need to, but it should be fine. It does tend to come off after a little while anyway. But I have got a 1-inch squared grid, which is 24 inches across, and down it is 13 inches. But I stretched it out using my usual masking tape, and now I'm ready to put the design on. I'm just using a chalk marker there. And then underneath, over here, back to the beginning, we're going to shift slightly, leave a square, and at the bottom of it, pop another one. So it's just a slight shift. This is just to show me where I need to stitch. Okay, that's the pattern there for the lozenge. So you can see I've just used the chalk pencil. The first line there, we've got 3 gaps and then 2 down. The second one is 3 gaps, 2 down, 3 gaps, 2 down, all the way across. Tiny side facing up. And then I also wanted to use, just as a concept, layering up the fabric with this netting. I will need to just pop some pins in the corners, and I'm going to need to tack all of this together. I have left gap at the sides, by the way. It's about 3 inches, if not more. Bit less so on the top and the bottom, but the sides are certainly a bit larger than the actual design there. So the netting, as I said, has gone on the shiny side, and now we will tack it together. So that's all the tacking done, and I've kind of done a zigzag, as you can see, and then I've gone 3 ways, sort of in the middle, at the bottom and at the top of the design. So we are ready to take the pins out and turn it over. Have I got it the right way up there? Go that way. Okay, and then we can make a start. So this morning we are ready to rock and roll. It has been all tacked down and all the pattern has been drawn out, and I've got my 2 layers. It's upside down, so the correct side's facing that way, and I'll just get a needle and thread. So this time I've switched up the thread, and I'm going to use this thick upholstery thread. I always buy a ton of this because I go through it really quickly. It is absolutely brilliant. It's so tough and it won't snap on you, and it's ideal for smocking. So I will show you what to do. I've put a knot at the bottom of my thread, and I've just turned my fabric from landscape to portrait, as I want to do the top half over here. And I'm just going to start by putting a tiny tiny stitch. Now I need to watch it that I'm going through both layers. Now pull that through, the knot's held, and then what we'll do is, sorry, I'm a bit awkward around the camera. Okay, I'm going to turn it facing this way, the needle, that is. Head back over to here. And then I'm going to pull that in. Nice and tight. And then I'm going to tie a knot. And another just to be sure. There we go. And then I'm going to stretch over to this side. Oops. And we want to leave the thread quite slack over here. We're not pulling that one. And I'm just going to put another stitch in there just to hold it. And then we're going to head down over here. Oopsie daisy. And we're going to pull that. And then I'm going to put a little stitch in. Pop a knot in. And then we're going to head over to this lozenge pattern over here, and then back up there, alternating until we get to the end of the row. So over we go to the next one. Remember, this thread here is going to remain slack, so I'm not going to pull it too tightly. I'm also going to put another stitch in there just to make sure that doesn't come undone. Head down to the bottom over here. And we're going to pull that in over here. Okay, gang, we are off. And then we're going to be heading up there and down. Hopefully you get the gist now. So I just thought I'd show you, that is my first row. Doesn't look like much, does it? And that's what it looks like on the other side right now. So that's going to pull together at some point. Don't worry, the lozenge pattern will be on its way. It's actually quite tricky to just get through both bits of fabric, but I thought that the layering might be quite a good idea. Some mileage to do more like these, trying out different fabrics and maybe a few layers. So we'll see. We'll have a look at what this looks like when it comes out. So this is the last one that I've got here. Very nearly finished. Most of it I got done last night, and I pulled out all the tacking threads so that you could, once I turn this over, you could see it a little bit more clearly. But yeah, very happy with how the layering idea came together. Oops, I'll just finish that one. And I think the netting over the top of the satin is a brilliant combination. So we will just try it on the mannequin in a second. So when you turn it over after you've been stitching, it's going to come out that way. But that is the way that I originally started, so that you can see that the overall length over here really does decrease quite a bit. Not so much on the height. So I'll probably need to measure this in a minute so that you can see the difference. But yeah, I think that looks really good. What do you think with the netting? I think that just gives it a different dynamic, doesn't it? That's a cool look, isn't it? Very structured, like the front of a corset. That is working well, isn't it? Sort of like the top, smocked top piece of a dress, isn't it? With a little kind of collar bit. I've just turned that lozenge pattern on the side there, and that hangs quite nicely, doesn't it? Like that. And then just stretching it over the top. I really like that on the angle, on that kind of diamond shape. That works really well, doesn't it? So I really like features on sleeves of tops and dresses. So imagine that kind of as a kind of cocktail dress, something special that you could wear sort of in the evening, because the fabric's quite dressy, isn't it? But yeah, it's quite a feature. I was trying to kind of get that padded out so I could see what it'd look like with sort of wound sleeves. Not sure I've kind of got it there, but hopefully you get the gist. It's a mini one anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thank you for spending a bit of your time with me. I post every Tuesday and Thursday. I'll leave a playlist up here, and I will see you in the next video.